Hey everybody, Philip Lopez here with nichesbecrazy.com. I'm here on Skype with my boy David Fearon, and yeah, we're just gonna have a cool little classy 40-ounce interview.
Cheers,
My beer
man.
selection is NGD. Yeah, so
I've got my
it's,
American favorite
it's
right here.
gotta
So.
it's gotta be bottoms, man, because that's the no homo way to go. All right, just cracking that open, get a little sip.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, indeed. Anyways, I gotta take this other thing out. It's hard to concentrate. Like I got like the suction on both sides. Anyhow, but yeah, basically what's going on is David Fearon's coming out with a product that's called the 7-Day Profit System, right? I always have a hard time remembering the names, you know.
Perfect, mate. Perfect.
But yeah, I got review access to it. It's actually pretty darn cool. You know, I'll be honest. Like David gave me this, and I kind of got distracted with some stuff, and it took me a little while to get to it. But when I did, I was really surprised. I don't know. Like I expected good stuff, but it was even better than I thought. You know, so because it's just something that just about anybody can do. Like I mean, I was just like if anybody can, you know, get on a computer, mess around with the internet a little bit, they can probably do this, you know, and you don't have to be an expert or anything like that. I know that's kind of, you know what, I'm gonna turn off these headphones. Give me 1 second. All right, but yeah, totally just really good system. I think it's really cool. And oh, David, like how long, like not how long, but what inspired you to do this? You know, how did you get started up with this? You know, what made you want to make this product?
Ah, I think I just started out with what is the simplest way of making money online. That's what really inspired me to get going. And I think, you know, sometimes you can buy all the products in the world and you just end up with your head on the desk, head in hands, going, where the hell do I even start? What do I do? I don't even know what traffic is. I don't know what anything is. You know, it can be, I think, really overwhelming at times, and it was born out of that really, and it just uses a system that, you know, literally anyone could do. I could get my own grandmother to do this, or my 4-year-old could do it. It is that simple. It's so I think it was that. It was just I wanted something as simplistic as possible and something that would run itself as much as running a business yourself, you know, can run itself. So it's I want it to be as organic and just as easy to run as possible. So I'm inherently lazy. So
Me too.
yeah.
Awesome, man.
Brothers in arms. But yeah, that's how it was born out of. And I think, you know, just so many times I, you know, had my just head in my hands going, how the hell do I actually, you know, make a difference? How do I make a dent? You know, you see people pulling in, you know, $30,000 a month, and you know, you think, how do I even get 1% of that? And I just wanted to break it right down to the absolute bare minimum of how to do something, and that's not taken away from the course, because within the course, I literally do a brain dump of like, you know, 12 months solid experience of like running these groups now. So. Yeah, it was born out of that. I wanted something simplistic, and I wanted something that anyone can do. So I think I'm pretty proud of the fact that, you know, again, some of the testimonials have been coming back already, and people are turning profit in 24 hours with my system. So it's amazing. It's good to see people using it already. So yeah, that's my answer, mate. That's. I hope that was good enough.
No, that's great, man. You know, when you say about the simplicity, that's no joke, man. I got mentored by a big time guru guy, and I didn't even know the difference, dude. This is embarrassing now, but whatever. Everybody's a newbie or comes across a term for the first time ever. I didn't know the difference. Like I didn't know about what a designer did. Like they kept telling me, just outsource it, get a designer, and I'm like, what does a designer do? It's like, so you come across stuff like that, and stuff like that, it was crippling for me, like as an internet marketing idiot, you know, like I'd really only done like just some basic stuff, like some basic affiliate marketing. You know, I'll be honest, I started off as a spammer because I didn't know any better. I was taught to be a spammer at first, and I can tell you firsthand that didn't work at all. It is like the worst way to do it. I see it all the time, and now it pisses me off because I see people do it, and I'm just like, no, don't do that, you know. But they're gonna have to learn the hard way, you know. That's just all.
It's a learning experience. It is a learning experience, and it's from all those being churned and burned, I suppose, that I've come out of it and thought, okay, what, you know, that I suppose that's one of the things that the product tells you is like, you know, how you can become a guru overnight, but you only get rewarded by being a guru if you provide quality and value to people, and that is a big part of the product, about, you know, keeping yourself in that position and keeping yourself on top of the game at all times. And it's good to have competition as well, but you just got to make sure that you are the status quo. You're the guy in charge, you know, the guy or girl in charge, I should say.
There's some girl badasses out there, that's for sure. But man, I know what you mean. By the way, David did mention the groups and stuff like that. I guess I didn't really clarify that, but his profit has to do with Facebook groups, which that really drew me to it too, because I have my own Facebook group. I've been able to grow it to just about 300 people, but I looked at his system, and it's a little different take, but it's like what I was doing on steroids, man. I was listening to looking at the way you do it. I'm just like, man, I had no idea about any of that stuff. I just was kind of following another system that I came across, and that one was good. But this is like a different take, and I like that it's not exactly, you don't have to it seems like it's less saturated to me, you know, like it's less saturated than some of the stuff.
I think that's the thing where, you know, anyone can go into any niche with you know, with what I'm doing, and pretty much, like I said, overnight become a bit of a force in that niche. And you go back to the 4-Hour Work Week, you know, book by Tim Ferriss. I'm sure most of us have already read it. You know, if you've not, go and read it. About becoming an expert, and you know, you can very quickly become, you know, a 24-hour expert. You read 3 books in the top 10 Amazon bestsellers list, and you're very, very quickly, you know, 99% more than anybody else on the planet. So using that mentality, you know, you can go into any niche, and just by setting something up, you automatically become an authority. You know, your niches be crazy. You're the authority in niches. Crazy. Yeah,
it's crazy.
You might be blagging it, but I'm joking.
No, I mean, it's crazy because like just being the admin of I mean, you can have several admins, but if you're the top dog in a group, you're seen as an authority, even if you're a newbie. Like, I mean, because it takes balls to do it. It takes balls to go out there and create a group, or it takes action. You know, like people complain about, you know, not making money online and stuff. Like, well, what have you really done? You know, have you taken a product and, you know, seen it through, actually done every step in there, or have you just kind of been a wuss and gave up after the first sign of conflict? You know, and that's where you separate the men from the mice. You know, it's people that actually go through with it, and I'm glad I did. I followed a system that I liked, and it's been cool. You know, it's not the hugest group in the world, but man, I love the people in there. You know, not everybody talks, but it's really funny. I can be myself in there, and that's really, really cool. Kind of like this interview. It's like real informal. You know, I like informality. You know, is that a word?
Yeah.
I think that is. But I see what you mean, man. But you can really see another story. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying, it's interesting what you say about the just, you know. One of my favourite sayings is you got to stick your head above the parapets. It's an old English saying, you know, castles and arches, where, you know, the castle at the parapets at the top, and they're the bits that you would fire your arrows from, and hopefully not get an arrow in the face back. You know, so you've got to take a chance, take your shot, but you got to take your chance by sticking your head up to aim. You know, that's it. So it's one of my favourite sayings. You know, and if you don't make that effort, if you don't, you know, put yourself out there, then you're not going to get anywhere. And you know that by setting up your own group. Now, give you a great example of I suppose not taking that chance, putting yourself out there. My 11,000 member group. You've probably seen a few of my updates recently. We are very fast approaching 2,000 band members from 11,000. I think we're like 20 people away from 2,000 people. So those stats are insane, but they give you an idea of the people that are willing to take action and be part of a community, and the other people which are just negative and just do not want anything in life but to try and take pot shots at the people that are actually doing this and being a success. So it's, you know, put your head out there, take a chance, follow it through. I think that's like 100% of the best information I can give. You know.
know what you mean, man. It's crazy when you actually go and just from action breeds, like, you know, you might not get, let's say you don't get commissions right away, but I know when I started taking action, that's when some of the big dogs that I would never imagine even you know, talking to me, they just out of the blue, I've had some say, hey, you know, you're cool. I see you. People like to see other people taking action. You know, you see that competition. Yeah. No, these guys are can be your allies. You know, there's not really like enemies or anything like that. I don't think. You know, I think it's like they're your allies. Yeah, it's good to have competition. Like, you know, kind of like, hey, you know, my email was better than yours or something. Or I have a higher open rate or something. Yeah, that's good. You know, but I just remember I started putting stuff out there, and then I had one guy email me. He's like, "Hey, I like your hustle, dude." It's like, "Here's a free plugin that's going to help you with your business." And I was like, "That's cool, dude. That's cool. Like, I got that for free. You know, that's awesome. You know, so yeah,
that's a beautiful thing. I mean, part of the, you know, becoming the guru in the groups, you know, to me is just about respect, and again, that providing that value to the people that are, you know, paying you the money, and that again is what I think probably a couple of the modules in the video course actually train about, you know, just keeping yourself on top, but whilst keeping yourself the guru and just having people respect you. I suppose it's your group, so you're in charge. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's exciting. It's really exciting, and like I said, people are taking action on this already. You know, test users, you've had access. I think John turned a profit in 24 hours on it as well. So
yeah, I was itching to try it out. I was like, man, I need to do this because it seems like you can have it up and running pretty quick. I mean, if you really, you know, put the pedal to the metal or whatever, you can do it probably in a day. You know, you could probably start. You know,
module two is setting it all up, and I go through it in 10-15 minutes tops, and you go in like that. You really are. And then if you can copy and paste a couple of messages from, you know, Microsoft Word without giving away all the secrets.
Yeah.
You know, if you can copy and paste a couple of messages into Facebook Messenger, you're set. Really, you really are set.
By the way, I did see some of the OTOs, and anybody that watches this, you just gotta pick this up. It's great. It's good stuff. But hey, but I did think of one question, just because like this is just kind of an impromptu interview or whatever. It's like, it's always cool to know where somebody came from. So like, what got you into internet marketing? Like, what was your? I always think it's funny to hear. What was your first commission? What was the first dollar you made online? You know.
How long have you got?
Dude, I'm here on a Friday night drinking. You know.
How much beer have you got left? It's a long course. It's I suppose it's a rags to near riches in a case. I worked a training job back in the UK. I used to train teachers and kids, and I suppose that got me into the whole knowledge sharing. That was really rewarding to you know. I taught kids anywhere from 5 up to I suppose. Are you still a kid at 20? That's any age, and that was really rewarding. So that got me into the whole information sharing and all that. But at the same time, I'm now in Australia, as you know, you might know, and that took me a lot of hard work and a lot of heartache to get here. And it was just, you woke up one morning, and I think it was a February, and I've told the story before. I'll just run it through quickly. And something just snapped. It was like -4 degrees. My car was buried under like 4 or 5 inches of snow. It took me, I was already late for work. It took me 20 minutes to get the car warm enough to move. And I had to ice skate it out of the car park. And then I was, you know, nearly an hour late for work. And something just snapped. I thought, right, that's it. I need to find something better. And I suppose that's the sort of adventurer, entrepreneurial mind that was in me. I knew there was better. I think that's one thing I can get across to your viewers today, that there's always better. No matter what situation you're in, there's always hope. There's always better out there. It's just making that decision, it's making that effort. So yeah, within 6 months, I was in Australia on a 1-year visa, and that 1-year visa meant I burned all my bridges. I didn't have anything left back home, so I had to make it work. And I suppose that never say die attitude goes from there. And I learned how to make apps, dropped a few apps on the App Store, completely failed, fell flat on my face, lost a lot of money. It was fun, but I learned that, you know, I think I learned that having someone else control your destiny, as having a job out here, just wasn't the right thing for me. Such as I was doing 9 to 5, doing some crazy hours and like insane hours. We've spoken about that in the past, and doing all the app stuff as well, and then getting a knockback from Apple. And it might have just been like an Apple reviewer having a bad day. There was nothing wrong with your app or your game, but there was just an Apple guy in a bad mood. And he rejects your app, and it's just another 2-3 week turnaround. And I was just like, all this time, all this effort, doing all this, getting everything in and doing the graphics right and modifying things. And then suddenly there's just a guy in a high tower somewhere says, no, not today. And it's like, you just sat there scratching your ass, to be quite honest, going, what now? I was hoping to turn a profit on this. And yeah, so I think that just thought, okay, how do I get about this? And so, I've been in Australia about 6 years, and a big part of me, quitting 9 to 5 was this system. It was this system, 100%. But it took me that long because of the visa I was on. If I'd quit my job beforehand, it would have I would have been kicked out of the country pretty much. So, and I like living here. I like living near the beach. I like the sun. So I had to put up with some pretty dark times, let's say, just to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And like I say, it was this system 100%, which let me sort of quit it, I suppose, and start living the dream. So yeah, that's where I am. That's my story, A to Z. I could go a lot further into it, but you'd fall asleep on your desk.
You're good.
So
I've heard some of it, but not everybody else has. And
yeah.
I think it was you that put up that post saying about like all these rags to riches stories. It's usually like internet marketers that are successful that they have a rags to riches story, but it makes sense because it kind of takes you not being comfortable to start doing something to make to start living your dreams, because if you're comfortable, then you grow complacent, and then complacency is just the death of innovation and basically living the life that you want to live, because I mean you can't start letting the pedal off the gas when you aren't even where you want to be. You're not making the money you want to make, and you're not working the hours you want to work. You can make anything happen, man. like me, I'm not quite there, but like I'm working from home, and that's really cool. And not a lot of people get to do that. It's not 100% I am, but I'm getting there. So I really like that post you did on Facebook. I think that was really, really cool. And you gotta see a lot of failure, or maybe not a lot, but enough failure to just be knocked off the fence and say, hey, fuck this.
I completely agree. You have to. I know the way I used to work a few years ago. Like I'd take a couple of weeks of holiday off work, and I'd have all these grand plans of I'll be self-employed within a week, let's say. And it got to, like, say I'd taken 2 weeks off work. It got to the 13th day, and I think, shit, there's a deadline. I've got to quit my job, and I go crazy. I do 24-hour solid work, and then I'll just be nowhere. I go back to work, and it's just 9 to 5 for another year, and then you take a holiday, you think again. And I think it's if people have to get into that mindset of, okay, if my job ended tomorrow, well, we've got to face, these are uncertain financial times, economic times where not many people out there are in charge of their own destinies. Or they have a boss which say, okay, I don't like you anymore, don't come in tomorrow, and you're suddenly you're out on your ass, and what the hell do you do? So if you are not building something on the side, then I'd be worried. I would say everyone has to be building something on the side, and the internet, Facebook. Again, with Facebook, free traffic, it's insane. It's free traffic. Crazy. There is no excuse not to try and do something. I think that's a blow my own trumpet with the 7-day profit system, but that's exactly what it does. It just exploits what is there for free in front of you, and that's what I did, and that's what it's all about. And anybody can do that. Anybody. But you have to get yourself into that mindset of, if this all ended tomorrow, what would I do? What would I have in place? That's a great. And I suppose I put up that other post about just hustle, and you got to find that hustle. If you haven't got that hustle, you're in trouble. You can be in a lot of trouble if things go south, let's say.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. The real risk takers are the people that risk living their whole life working for somebody else and at a job they hate. Now, if they enjoy it, that's another thing. But yeah, man, that's what I really liked about the system. I like it because you can argue about how great Pinterest is. Some people do well with Pinterest, but in my experience, Facebook has been the best. Like 95% of my traffic comes from Facebook, at least free traffic. I'm really just doing free traffic. If I was doing I'd probably do Facebook if it was paid too, you know. But what's it called? Just like with a Facebook group, you can get solid traffic, and you get interaction right away. You can build a relationship with your customers.
Exactly.
It's basically an interactive email list. I found if you make a Facebook group, you go out there and just make a regular Facebook group, you'll get interaction. But if you do David's thing, it's like it's just like steroids. Like I said, it's just like that on steroids. I suppose
it's a really good way of looking at it. You mentioned email list, and you know, a big thing about having an email list is your relationship. You know, it's really important that people know that you're not this uncontactable, you know, guy. You know, again, to mention the high tower, sat in the high tower, just throwing a million emails out every day and just getting, you know, random hits. You know, everybody wants to know everyone these days. You know, they want to see you're a real person, which is, you know, why we're doing this interview. You know, with a beer. You know, we're real people, and you know, I'm not sat on a beach right now with a laptop. I would like to be, but you know, it's work as well. It does take work. There's no such thing as that push button riches.
Yeah.
So again, that's what the system's all about. You know, it's the easiest way, but it's simple.
Yeah. Is there now, just getting back to your system? Is there an expense that people have to kind of just take into mind? Like I know there's free organic, you know, the free organic traffic that you get just from having a group. But do you recommend that people pay? And if so, like around what budget do you think that would be?
That's the $1 million question, isn't it? It all depends on what you want to do and where you want to take it, what you want to sell. If you're going to sell information, if you're going to sell physical, that's probably as much as I can go into it.
Okay.
It's down to individual users, whichever hobbies you can exploit. That's the $1 million question, mate. It's all down to the individual and the action they're willing to take, you know.
I got you.
But yeah, for example, you know, we've got 3 groups now. One's the 11,000 group. That's the one we are, you know, really hitting hard for monetization, and that's, you know, giving us returns of anything from $200 a day to $1,800 a day. Now, the best days we had was. I was talking to Richie about it the other day, and we had 5 days, and we did, I think it was 5,500 in 5 days.
That's pretty good.
And so, yeah, but let's not disguise what we were doing. We worked damn hard in that time as well, but we worked from home, and we did whatever we wanted in the meantime. We'd be at the gym, jump in the swimming pool, whichever. You know, that's the beauty of the system, and it did enable me to quit my job, you know, pretty much after really sort of knuckling down on it and saying, okay, we can really make this work, and we did. It's just taking action.
Yeah, that's brilliant, as y'all say. No, that's awesome, man. It's really cool to see someone that's actually like you know, been able to quit their job because of their own system. You know, a lot of people tout what they're doing, but maybe they have their hands on a lot of stuff, and it might not be primarily because of what they're doing. You know, it might be because of something else.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to see. It's really inspiring for me, because I'm just like, man, I got to check this out myself. I got so many things going on myself, to be honest, and this is just another thing. You know, maybe it's that shiny object syndrome. I don't know, whatever. But just because I'm already doing something with it, I'm like, well, this is just like an extension of it. So I think it can really work. It can really work with anybody, whether you're an IAMer, whether you're doing some arbitrage or something like that, or whatever. Really, if you're selling Mary Kay or something.
It's literally any niche. It is there for the taking, and that's. Again, I suppose part of the secret sauce of mine. It surprises me that there's not more people doing this. And, you know, it was sort of like, okay, we saw a gap in the market and thought, right, okay, this is a real opportunity to make a dent, you know. And so, yeah, it's, but like I said, that's the $1 million question, mate. It's, yeah.
Yeah, right on, man. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Well, shoot, man, I just wanted to pick your brain for a little bit, man, about... See, how far am I in this? I'm a fast drinker, dude. I can't help it. Like I see the thing and I'm just there. Yeah, fast drinker. Some people call it alcoholic. I don't. I'm not just like, nah. I think it's a nervous habit. You know, like I just have the drink and I just have to drink it, whether it be a Coke or whatever or beer.
Yeah. I got to apologize to people watching as well. My main monitor is 50-inch, so my webcam is really up high, so that's why I'm sort of leaning back, looking a bit startled.
Here's where he's pounding his 50-inch monitor. No, it's fine. I got you, man. No. So okay, now that we got some of the 7 Day Prophet stuff out there, like what do you do to just decompress? What do you do to keep focus? Maybe do you have like any rituals every day or every week or something like that?
Other than drinking, I'm joking.
Other
I'm
than
joking.
drinking and yoga, pretty much is what That's my
I
fault.
my girlfriend Amanda is amazing, and she's been a real influence. I'd say sorry doing this, and I have a stepdaughter in waiting as well. Your 4-year-old Ruby, so they take up a lot of my time. So getting the work done with a 4-year-old around is extremely difficult but fun. Yeah, so I say that takes up most of my time. But these last couple of months, I've knuckled down hard onto getting this system out. I've put a lot of time into getting this right for people, and but yeah, other than that, I'm a bit of a nerd at heart. I think you've seen some of my collections that I've been putting together, and
I don't know. You say
especially
nerd, but I don't know. Some things are just cool. That's all there is to it, man.
exactly. Yeah, I hear that. So yeah, play the odd computer game just to decompress, just to de-stress, and yeah, I suppose that's it. Family time is everything. And just going back to what we were saying before about finding your why, a big part of that should be your why. Your family. And I know Ruby, my 4-year-old, she had said to Amanda that she never saw me ever, and to have a 4-year-old actually notice that about my work habits, with working my 9 to 5 inverted commas, where it was like close to 5 hours, 4.5 hours, 5 hours travel a day, and insane hours on top of that, and working from home as well, and working from home at night when I got home, not working from home. So again, I'd say that was a big part of the why of getting out and needing to get out, because you've got a 4-year-old girl relying on you to help bring her up, and you're not there to help her, you're not there to teach her, you're not there to support her, and your girlfriend says to you, or your wife says to you, "I never see you." There's more important things in life than making someone else rich. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say one thing. Sorry, mate. I need to get this out as like a brain dump. One thing one of my mentors said to me was, work out what is the minimum that you could walk away from your job on. Work out the absolute minimum. What's your rent, your food, your car, and can you live on that minimum and that's what should be your first aim. You see a lot of courses out there where it's make $2 million in your first day. Here's a laptop, here's a beach, that's all you need. It's not. It's effort. It's consistent effort. And yeah, so that was one of the things that got really sort of triggered something in my mind about the why. Okay, I've got this lifestyle, but I don't get to live it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Is it really worth it?
Really set a bomb off in my mind. Okay, what is the minimum I could live on? So I worked out rent, food, insurance, car, and that was pretty much it. And thought, right, okay, that's my why. That's my first goal. And bang, hit it, left, and the sky's the limit since. So
Right on, man.
I'd say make sure you have that bomb go off in your mind, and that's a good start.
Excellent, man. That makes a lot of sense, man. Because almost everybody lives beyond their means.
Exactly.
Myself included. So it's like, man, you complain about not having money, but then you got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got all this other shit, and then and you're complaining. It's like I got tired of hearing all that complaining, dude. Like, man, that annoys me more than anything. When people complain about stuff and never do anything about it, it's like man, do something about it. Do something. You got so much. You got so, especially here in America, man. I mean, it's just it's ridiculous, the perks and the lifestyle that we're used to, and then you're like, oh wait. I didn't know this was going to cut into my fast food fund or something. You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy, man. You could live off of like some decent, low priced, healthy food. You can. There's frozen vegetables at Walmart, dude. So I see what you mean, man. That makes a lot of sense, man. Not living beyond your means if you don't have the means to live beyond your means. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense, man. So.
To give you a little bit, the secret, that when that bomb goes off, you do start evaluating a lot of areas of your life. How much money you spend on food and beer. You start to see
$2.91. That's what it was.
But you start to see, to me and to us, we start to see, I think, gaps in the market. Then you start to analyze and you start to see things a little bit clearer, and you start appreciating things a lot more as well. So I would say that was a big thing for us, a big thing. Just taking a step back and saying, okay, we don't need this, but we can live a better life anyway without it.
Yeah. You know? No, that makes a lot of sense, man. That really does. So, all right, man. So I'm gonna ask you, when does this whole thing come out, man? I know you've told me before, but I'm like, it's like the 17th, 19th.
It is the 17th of September. It's 2 weeks today. I said it's wiped a little bit of sweat away from my brow. Then there's a lot of work to do. But yeah, it's the course is finished. I'm literally just crossing the T's and dotting the I's at the moment. So 10 a.m. EST, Saturday the 17th of September. Like I said, I'm really excited to get it out there. Not just for me, because I know people have made positive changes in their life already, just from implementing what I'm teaching in there. It's really just makes me proud.
Yeah,
really good about that.
That's awesome, man, and I know you're gonna crush it, man. I know you're really gonna, just from seeing the product myself and just seeing how the launch coming up, man. I know it's gonna do good. I know it will. So
Awesome.
Yeah, man. Totally appreciate you coming on my little classy 40-ounce interview. I only made it to about maybe a third of the way, but it's all right, man. No, what's it called? But yeah, man. Totally appreciate it, man. Everybody's David Fearon, my boy from Australia. I feel like he's like my brother down there, because. But yeah, man, if you're ever in Texas, come and stop by, dude. That's all there is to it. And 7-day profit system. It's a shit. Go get it on September 17th. It's awesome. And I just can't say even more about it, But yeah, I really appreciate you coming on, man. And yeah, man, hopefully we'll do another one some other day.
Awesome. Sounds good, man. I'll catch you soon.
Take it easy, brother.
Thanks, man. Take care.